welcome back to Speedtech. I know you've been here before. It might have been a couple of years. I understand you're here to pick up a torque arm rear suspension and extreme subframe for a Camaro.
I am. I'm super excited actually about it.
We're super excited to be involved in another one of your builds.
Yeah, and I have to say this isn't one of my, multi-million-dollar builds. It's just a super cool car for me and my bride to drive around in.
Awesome. Personal car.
Yeah, it's a personal car. Right now it sits wrong. I know that when I get it on the street, it's just going to overpower the rear leaf springs.
For sure.
I know there's frustrations waiting for me, so I thought I'd just solve that before I got the car on the road. Show up here first, like building a foundation on a house.
Yeah.
I need a good chassis. I need to make sure it's going to do the things I expect from an old car that we put together at our shop.
Right. Well, like I said, we're really excited to be a part of another JF build, JF Customs build. For people that don't know out there that are watching the video, you're kind of crazy. Like you go,
look us up.
You go out and you build the most amazing Riviera anybody's ever seen. You win a Riddler, and then you just decide, well, let's go to an Optima, search for the ultimate street car and race the car.
The first Riviera supercar, by the way. And Richard Rollins, I am talking to you. We had some fun with that. I mean, it was just a good humorous bit on what they did on Fast and Loud, but it's relevant.
Awesome. Be completely transparent for our audience. I know you and Blake are friends. You've been friends with our president for a number of years.
Decades.
And so that's exciting, but I also kind of get the feeling that you guys are such good friends that if you decided, Speedtech wasn't the right choice for one of your builds, he would understand. Like you have a goal.
Yes,
and
for sure.
Knowing that this is your personal car and your personal choice to go with Speedtech, I think is amazing.
Wow, it just shows that it's still number one in my books. So
right on.
Yeah,
right on.
Sometimes we have some applications in the very custom part of our builds that don't fit into subframes we can purchase and install and get good performance. So we have to sort of build them from scratch, but. This is so much nicer. I'm just going to pick it up in boxes and I'm going to install it and get everything I want out of it.
Right. Well, before I hand you off to Cameron for a shop tour and pick up your parts, I just appreciate you giving me a couple minutes of your time to ask you a couple of questions. Hey, so you said it is a personal car for yourself and your wife. It's a family car.
Yep.
The current project. Give us a little bit of detail about the current project, what you hope the end result will be, and some of the steps it'll take you to get there.
What's funny is for the last 20 years in our industry, we have to both admit that the belly button car is the 69 Camaro, right?
Yep.
People think that, there's a million of those in the world. Well, it turns out there isn't. There isn't, and it turns out they're super popular, so when we went out looking for one, it was hard to find one.
Yeah.
So wait a sec, let's get away from that stigma and go, why is it popular? It's popular because the car has great looks.
It's got nice lines.
Ultimately, has great performance from its origin, so that leads us to big modifications like this that make it even better. Like we're looking for new sports car performance out of this car.
Awesome.
And we're going to be driving around an old 60s car that we think is beautiful to look at.
For sure. They are.
They are beautiful.
They're great looking cars. And with Speedtech Performance, you can make it handle like a modern sports car.
And that's what we're looking for.
It'll stop and steer.
Yeah.
Something they didn't originally do.
Stop, steer, and also I found, because I got to ride in the very, very first Speedtech car.
Okay.
And it was a green 69 Camaro. And its behavioral characteristics, the sort of stiffness that the chassis got.
It's predictable.
It's predictable.
Consistent.
The input on the wheel was instant to the tires rather than input at the wheel. You're kind of flexing the arm on the steering box. The arm on the steering box moves a linkage around, and you got some spindles that are moving around.
70 series tires.
70 series tires, no sway bar to speak of. I mean, a sway bar, but nothing that was really functioning well. So on and on it goes. So
they were stoplight cars.
Yeah, so beyond sort of handling, I really feel that the experience at the steering wheel for the person driving is very connected to the road. And
for sure.
That's why we're here.
Driver feedback. Driver knows instantly what's going on with the car when you get behind the wheel of something like that, as you would expect from any sports car.
Exactly.
Road.
But you wouldn't expect it
from a 69 Camaro.
Exactly.
So that's what makes it such a beautiful thing.
That's what makes it fun, and that's why, like I say, if we're going to put something together to enjoy for ourselves, build the foundation right, and then after that, the rest of it is all creative, custom, personal touches, right?
Awesome.
What I find really interesting, and just sort of talking to Blake on the phone and catching different people when I make phone calls, because of course I'm a long ways away, so most of it's done over conversation, is that everybody here is interested in the brand and the product. So I haven't talked to anybody that shows up here for a paycheck. Everybody's here because they believe in the product, they believe in the brand. It's easy to do that because we know the performance is there, the trophies are there, the accolades have all been there, but everybody really likes old cars. So if you're gonna take your hard-earned money, put it into your project, and pour yourself into something you believe in, you kind of want the product to come from a family that actually believes in their product too.
It's interesting that you picked up on that, because you're 100% right. I mean,
you guys are just a bunch of gearheads.
Exactly. Our welder Kenny has got a Chevelle,
right?
And he's building that for pro touring.
Yeah. When I pulled in, there's a '67 Nova sitting up front. Right. It looks like it's ready to take care of business.
Yeah.
So.
Jeremy's got his Gen 1 Camaro with IRS.
Yeah.
And extreme front. So yeah, you're right. It's everybody in this building is 100% passionate about what they do, about what we're doing here.
Yeah.
So it's an exciting time to be part of the brand.
No kidding.
Something else I'm sure that's important to you as a Riddler winner, as a designer, builder, is
enthusiast.
I'm
just an enthusiast that got carried
away. Yeah. Not a lot of guys go to those extremes as an enthusiast, but I know styling is important to you, and I know there's other companies out there that, in my personal evaluation of what I see in the market, they've concentrated on styling before performance.
Right.
And you end up with these weird situations where on a Tri-5 with somebody else's product, you might have to disassemble the rear suspension to get the rear wheel off the car. If you get a flat tire or need a repair or something. And so Speedtech has really taken a different approach to it and concentrated on performance first. So form follows function company more so than a form following the other way around. So for you as a builder, Riddler winner, custom car designer, can you get all of the styling features with Speedtech that you want?
So I'll give you a little sort of situation. I raised both of my kids in street rods.
Nice.
They were in baby seats in the back of a 55 Chevy. And for me, it was always about having that look, having that very sports car look in an early car, right?
This is the dream, right?
You need the right size tires, you need the right stance, you need to have the car sit right. And what I learned along the way is that I hacked up a lot of suspension components to get the look that I wanted, right?
Right.
And that's kind of where Blake and I met, was at a car show the very first time.
Okay.
They were promoting a '69 Camaro, super cool car. And we were sort of in a lineup together collecting our top 5 trophies at a Good Guys event.
Oh, wow.
And we're like, you guys are from Maple Ridge? Yeah, we're just from a studios down the road, so both BC Canadian boys in the US show winning some trophies. And I was like, well, how did you get that car to sit and look so good? Like, the car doesn't look tubbed, and yet the depth of the rear wheel was right on point, right?
The front set.
So how did you cheat that? How did you cheat that? And then that's where the conversation started.
Okay.
And of course, Blake, being a total competitive gearhead, he was really sort of focused on the attributes of the suspension as a competitive product,
right?
And a performance product.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was just like, but the car looks wicked, right? So for me, I was like, it looks wicked. And you're telling me it drives? Because anything I've built that looks that wicked up to this point doesn't drive worth the shit. You're backing it up and the wheels are doing this, and oh man, I can't.
All kinds of problems.
All kinds of problems. Most of the stuff rode on the bump stops, and so now you're telling me there's an option that I can have a car that looks that good and isn't riding on the bump stops, and doesn't need to have air ride to lower it to that stance.
Right.
So I instantly would be sort of connected, became friends,
awesome.
And it's a brand I've followed and used and promoted as much as I could throughout my whole career, right?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And you've had quite an impressive career. I mean, not a lot of guys that play with cars end up on television and running the circles that you've been running in.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. It's definitely been pretty good. We've done our share of television, and that's its own, its own interview in itself. But beyond that, like I said, I'm just an enthusiast that loves cars.
Cool.
So if I show up at the drag strip, I'm snooping around. I'm excited about that. If I show up at the road race track, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, you got to be open-minded, right? You got to kind of take a little bit from everybody, because the drag racers have some pretty good ideas about things, and so do the road racers, and so do the custom car crowd, and whether it's low riders or pro street, whatever it might be. Like, I like that you just mix it up a little bit. Take what you like, your favorite attributes from each one of the different genres,
and build something super cool.
Build some wicked cars.
So at the end of the day, if you have finished your car and you park it somewhere and you're on your way to wherever you're walking to and you don't turn around 3 or 4 times to look at your car again, you've done something wrong.
You didn't do it right.
and that's where it's all it's all heart, really. I mean,
it is.
None of it is for solid purpose. None of it is realistically to make a living, to feed your family. It's all about the money that you're spending on your hot rod for the fun. I mean, it can be included in your family as one of those hobbies that everybody's included in. It is. But it's not a necessity. It is all surplus, super entertaining lifestyle stuff.
Nobody needs one.
No.
But man sure is nice to have one. Right. So JF, so you're getting the Camaro underway. Are you? Can people follow the build?
Yeah, we're gonna do a little effort to do a little bit of that, and it's a simpler build. It's just something fun that we're doing. We're gonna set you guys up so that you're directly connected to the product that we're working together on and put in the car, and beyond that, like, it's a 6.9 Camaro we're throwing together.
Where do people go to follow the build? Is it YouTube, Facebook? Where can they follow it?
We'll have them take that.